Today marks an interesting challenge and an interesting day. It is Sunday, May 17th, 2026, and I will be attempting for the first time to do one of these videos without any ums. Now, I've gotten feedback in the past that I am a decent speaker when I'll talk on stages or podcasts or masterminds. I usually get generally good feedback, and I feel confident in my ability to speak because of the reps that have been put in, even in situations like this or on coaching calls that we do. But I was doing a little bit of an interesting challenge today where I was sending some video notes to people, and I was having dang, there's an dang, there's again. Oh, no, that's bad. But I was having one of my coaches watch the videos, and he was like, "That was good," but there were a lot of ums. So now what I'm going to be consciously doing in all of these videos is not umming or eyeing or looking away and leaving in filler words. So I might sound a little bit more robotic in the next few videos, or maybe in the next good chunk of videos, because I'm trying to speak without any ums. And looking back, I actually do overuse the filler words and the ums and the ahs. So that being said, let's jump into the recap of today. We're already two ums in the book, so not off to the most incredible start, but I think we're doing all right in comparison to where we were at before. Today is Sunday, and it was a really good day. I woke up at 4:30 a.m. and I love Sundays in general because there are such just minimal things that are coming into the inbox, and you can really think clearly, not have to worry about jumping on any calls, not having to worry about any messages coming in. And even if messages do come in, you have a sort of excuse to not answer them because it's Sunday, and I can use that excuse to just continue working. So today was a really strong day though. I realize how bad this is now that I'm starting to be conscious about it. So this is a really good challenge. I'm gonna just start tweaking out on these videos now that I think we're at 5. So I gotta really start locking in with these ums. So maybe I'm thinking about the ums too much. Anyways, there were a lot of tasks that were on my plate for scripts to review. There was 150 of them. We got through all of them. We assigned out new projects to our script writers and researchers and analysts for the week ahead. So that was really strong. We went from 400 tasks assigned to me to now under 50. And I'm gonna go into my room and complete the last 50 right now, which are just video reviews that are mainly revisions that I left yesterday. So it should be pretty straightforward and pretty quick. So that's what we got done in the morning. That was block number 2. Block number 1 was giving myself some time to really organize my thoughts and organize the to-dos, organize the deep work that is to be completed this week, so we can actually set our pins up for the week, so we know what we're doing. Monday's deep work session, Tuesday's deep work session, Wednesday's deep work session, Thursday's deep work session, Friday's deep work session, instead of getting up in the morning and falling into the trap of what's going on throughout the week. Maybe you didn't get as good a sleep as you wanted to. Maybe you slept in one day, and then the deep work just gets sacrificed. I found it good to be able to set those pins up for what deep work and what big important work is going to be done throughout the week. So we've got that 90% done. What I'm going to do after this is review those videos and then also finish mapping out the week. That should bring us to about 7:30. I'm getting this video done right now. It's 6:31. And I'm confident we'll be able to get to sleep really knocked out before at or around 8:30. So that was that. So we had thought organization, which was really helpful. Then 5-mile run. It was a horseshoe loop where it's uphill, downhill, turn around, go uphill, downhill. Averaged out at 8-minute pace, but it was first 2 miles easy, next 2 miles medium, last mile hard. And the last mile hard was fun because it was downhill. Was definitely gonna right there, but consciously paused to actually think. But yeah, after I finished writing the scripts, not writing the scripts, but reviewing the scripts, I just went and mapped out all of the calls for the week, got 90% of the way done with planning our deep work, and then I actually got on a call with a good friend. Dang, there's another and I think that was 6. We're actually fucking this up. This is really bad. I thought there was gonna be, did I just again? It was at 7. I thought there was gonna be 2 or 3. Or maybe like if it was 5, it'd be like bad. But this is actually, it's good to get conscious about it. But I had that conversation with my a good friend of mine. His name is Alan. He's a relationship coach. And I've had a couple opportunities recently where I've met some pretty cool women that I think could be potential mates, for lack of a better term. And I want to make sure that I'm doing it right. Like, I have no desire to just try and fumble the bag. I want to do things the best way possible. So we talked through a couple of the situations, came up with an action plan, and then I actually was able to put together a plan and execute the first bit of it on each of them. So the real takeaways were just like asking good questions and asking questions that set us up to have the conversation that we want to have, as opposed to asking like dumb questions. Like, one of the questions I was going to ask, like, we'd pull up a page and I was going to ask a question like, oh, one of the girls was like speaking on a stage. I was like, well, what stage are you speaking on? And he was like, no, that's a terrible question, because you could just answer it in one word. And now you're like fighting an uphill battle to come up with another good question that could potentially like get her to start talking. Instead, you want to ask something deep like, hey, I saw the clip of this on stage. It sounded like you were really vulnerable in there. That's really cool. And I was wondering like how nervous or excited you were on a scale of 1 to 10. He goes, that's a much better question than like what stage were you speaking on. I was like, oh, okay, I see how that could open up a conversation and then lead us in the direction we want to go. But anyways, I haven't really played the dating game heavily whatsoever since college, and I don't intend to really immerse myself in that world at this stage of my life. But if there are good opportunities to get put on the table, I want to make sure that we're giving them our best shot. If it is something that's meant to be, I think it could be pretty cool. But one of the things was saying, I sent the video. I was like, going to send a video. And he was like, dude, you just said so many times. And I was like, okay, I got to start consciously practicing. I'm going to start consciously practicing that on these videos right here. Because this is usually a good 3 to 10 minute, depending on the day, video that we do at the end of the day. So it's really good reps. Plus, I'm usually kind of tired when I jump on these. And when I'm tired, as we all are, the brain's not working the way it is when we're super sharp and energized. So if we can cut out the ums during this stage, then I think we can really eradicate them. But that was my Sunday. I'm going to get to the video reviews, finish answering messages, finish and plan out the week. That should bring us to about 8. And then tech off, go to bed. It's going to be a good one. And I will see you guys tomorrow for an epic Monday.